Been a while, YouTube. Been a while. So I did a little live here with y'all, man. We're gonna talk about some serious stuff, man. Uh, what's going on, YouTube? It's been a while. It's been a while. Whew. It's quite cold out here. You heard? Let's get into it. I've been waiting for this cold to come. Now it's finally here. I'm like, I wanted to go back, man. I wanted to go back. Okie dokie, nokie nokie. Yes, sir. What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, man? I'm here to talk to y'all, man. Let me talk to y'all, man. Let me talk to y'all. They say we 2 or 3. They say who gang is we. They say we 2 or 3. They say who gang is we. Now it's reverse. Yeah. Everything comes back in full circle, man. So to speak. No worldly philosophy, just food for thought. They say we 2 or 3. They say who gang is we. What's up, YouTube? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Let's talk about it, man. What's going on, YouTube? Let's talk about gang stalking, man. Before the year ends, you know what I mean? Let's address the situation right quick and what gang stalking is, man. Let's talk about it. Be warned. I might get a little, CI, so to speak, you know what I mean, on the live, pretending, you know what I mean, to be someone that's part of the conversation, but really ain't part of the conversation. There might be some undercovers, man, on here, so I'm just letting you know in advance, but honestly, I don't care, you feel what I'm saying? They can spy, they can do whatever they want to do. At the end of the day, man, we're going to talk about this situation. We're going to bring more light to the situation, and we're going to expose this situation, man. And you got to understand, like, where I'm coming from personally, and also, what's good, man? What's going on? But like I said, man, so be aware of the CIs and undercovers that might jump on this live, man, and try to throw the conversation off, right? They want to use mental health. They want to use, oh, you're losing your mind, as an opportunity to get people distracted of what they're really trying to do and what they're really doing, and so on and so forth. Yo, what's good? What's good? What's going on, man? What's going on? I need y'all to share this live, man. Seriously, like I don't usually like try to push that mentality, share, but I need y'all to share this life, man. And it doesn't matter who you are or where or what part of the country that you're at or what country you're in. You see what I'm saying? The bottom line is, man, we're gonna talk about this. It says, chill, watch it. So we're gonna talk about this, right? We're gonna talk about this, and we're gonna expose these things, man. You know what I mean? Like I got a brother who is in all the way up in Nigeria, right? We were having a conversation, man, and when me and him, we were having a conversation, and then we were going live with it, right? And when we were going live with it, I tell you no lie, man, in Nigeria itself. You see what I'm saying? They attacked this brother, man. You know what I mean? And I'm not, and they started messing around with his stuff and so on and social media and so on and so forth, right? And it's crazy because what we were talking about was some real stuff that was going on in Nigeria. And by the way, man, salute to Trump, man, for sending out the troops out there, man, to go and handle that situation, man. For real, you know what I mean? Like, these people out there killing innocent people for no reason, man. So salute to Trump, man, for finally making that move, man. You know, a lot of that stuff got to go through a whole lot of people before it can actually be into effect. So, but salute to him, man. And I'm glad that Nigeria, you know, is getting those people in that specific part of Nigeria are getting, you know, some defense and so on and so forth, man. So salute to them, man. But my brother, man, he was getting, you know, harassed and this and that and so on and so forth because they were tapping in his conversations, man. They were tapping on, you know what I mean, like what he had going on. He's a pastor out there, as a matter of fact. He ain't just another brother, you know what I mean? He's a guy that's been doing like things and making a difference and so on and so forth. When he started talking about the situation that was taking place up there, man, they started messing around with his stuff, man, you know? But I want to talk about this situation because I believe how y'all doing, man. I'm not going to respond to any comments, but how y'all doing? If I see you, I see you. Appreciate the love and appreciate the hearts. But how you doing? I salute you in advance, all right? I salute you because I want to stay focused on this topic, right? And like I said too, and as I mentioned before, is this, right? And this may not be you that's on here right now. I'm just keeping it real with you, right? But there's people that will probably jump on here to try to distract the conversation, man. So you got to watch out for that, man. You got to watch out for that. They might even jump on and try to distract the conversation and try to make it seem like, oh, this person is going crazy. Oh, it's mental health, this and that. Anybody that knows me, they know when it comes down to having a sound mind, I have that. I have a sound mind. There ain't nothing crazy about me, man. I'm a normal human being. Now, normal is a crazy word, right? Because at some point, I feel like we all ain't normal. We all got a little cuckoo here and cuckoo there going on about us, right? But it doesn't mean like we're crazy or this and that and so on and so on. We're just humans. We have moments, we have emotions, we have feelings and so on and so forth. So don't let them fool you with that nonsense, man. But you gotta have a strong mind, dude. You gotta have a strong mind. You gotta have a strong mind. You go dye your hair. I'm good. I love my grays, man. I want them to keep growing. I want them to shine, man. I've earned those, man. You know what I mean? In all seriousness, though, y'all share this live, man. Share this live, like for real. Help me share this live word out, man. You know, most recently, if you look on the news, if you look in the U.S. news, state troops shot and killed by this gentleman, right? And the gentleman that shot and killed the state trooper, when you look at him, when you look at his lifestyle, and you look at the direction that his life was going, there was nothing wrong with this dude, man. Mentally, there was nothing wrong with this dude. He was an entrepreneur. He just got to doing an interview with Jalen, right? Jalen, the commentator guy. And I mean, the guy was blowing up. You see what I'm saying? He was doing his thing. He was doing his thing, and he was on the rise to, you know, building himself up, building a future for himself, and so on and so forth, right? And I notice sometimes too that's how it happens. It happens when you start calling them out. It happens when you start trying to build a future for yourself and try to establish yourself, and so on and so forth, right? That they come and try to interfere and try to intersect what you're doing and start issues to try to drive you crazy to the point of committing suicide and killing yourself, so people can think, oh man, it's mental health. There's a lot of people that have died behind the title mental health, which was not really mental health. They just didn't have a strong enough foundation mentally. They didn't have a strong enough foundation mentally. And honestly, they didn't have a relationship with God, some of them. I'm just keeping it real with you. They weren't reading that Bible, man. They weren't reading that scripture, man. And don't go away when I start talking about the Bible, man. Don't go away. Like, come on, man. Y'all need to stop all that, man. You see, I'm trying to help you find the foundation that's gonna keep you straight, but you're running. Don't run, because if you ever get put in that kind of situation, and that situation come towards you, in that situation, you become a target of that situation, you're going to realize that you really need the scriptures, man. You really need the word of God to stand on something, man. Like literally. Because our fight is not against flesh and blood, but it's against principalities, dark forces of evil. Some of these people are involved in cults, satanic and demonic cults, right? Messianic cults, not like the Messianic Jews, but I'm talking about Freemasons and so on and so forth. Some of these guys are practicing things and they're in cahoots with each other, right? And they're doing things to try to ruin your life and so on and so forth, right? That you might think, and you might even run into some of these individuals and you might think like, oh yeah, they're your buddies, they're your friends and this and that, but in all reality, they're not. And it's not just men, it's women as well that's involved in these things. And they try to raise and try to train their kids in doing these same things too. They literally try to raise their kids and so on and so forth, right? So, when you look at this guy and you look at his background, right? And he ain't the only guy, by the way. There's other people. There's other people, and there's other people that have come out with videos and testimonies and this and that. They just didn't know how to handle the situation. They really didn't know how to handle the situation. But what that situation was with that gentleman, right? When you look at his background and you look at his life, right? You can tell that this guy was doing good, man. He wasn't doing anything wrong, man. He was trying to build his future and take care of his family and establish himself as an entrepreneur and this and that and so on and so forth. So therefore, this state trooper, some kind of way, started messing with this guy, right? And this state trooper is that, like the guy went into a DMV and caught this state trooper and killed him and took him out, right? But according to the news is trying to paint a beautiful picture of this state trooper, right? Like he was like this dedicated state trooper, this and that, and so on and so forth. Of course, in front of his family, oh yeah, he was a good guy, yada, 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 so on. And then they started making all these crazy stories up, right? Talking about, oh, the guy was trying to kill everybody else. The people themselves testified. They said when the guy went in there, right? And when he went in there, he went directly for the state trooper, because there was something going on between him and that state trooper. We ain't talking about no homosexual relationships or nothing like that, but we're talking about gang stalking, right? There was something going on between him and that state trooper, right? That he murdered only the state trooper, and then he told the people that was in there for them to get out. And he didn't want to cause them any harm or anything like that, right? It was just him and that state trooper. So he ended up taking that state trooper's life and waiting for the cops to come and shoot him and kill him and took him out. So we rewind back to the guy's profile, right? And when we rewind back to the guy's profile, we realize he was posting information about gang stalking. He was posting, he actually went off social media for a couple of years, right? He went off social media for a couple of years and got back on, and they started talking about gang stalking. And when he was talking about gang stalking and yada yada and so on and so forth, and then just randomly, you know what I mean, he goes and shoot and kill this state trooper. That makes no sense, man. That makes no sense. From my own personal experience, I can tell you that some of these people do these things, and they do these things. I've experienced it, but the thing is, right, they couldn't overcome me, man, because of God. Because of God. God always kept my eyes open and always kept me a step ahead. He protected my mind, you know what I mean, from not letting it get the best of me, but instead gave me the wisdom of what it is that I needed to do, because I would talk to God about these things, right? And I'm not saying that God doesn't like come in the midst and hinder your enemies, right? But what I'm saying is this though, he also recognizes, because I'm living in the land, right? And I'm part of this land, right? that there's rules and this and that and so on and so forth, then I needed to bring it to the attention of someone higher. And that's exactly what I started doing. I went to the TBI. TBI informed me to get the DA involved. And then the DA asked me for proof and evidence, right? And then that's when I went and I set up a little tag for it, man. You know what I mean? Because I know, number one, I'm not losing it up here because I'm seeing these things, right? And then number two, I want to prove myself right or wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If it looks like I'm losing it, I'm losing it. But I wanted to prove myself wrong, right? And at the same time to prove myself right. So I set up a display, man, kind of like a skit, so to speak, right? 2 days. So when I set up the skit, then I got 5 hours of video of these vehicles pulling up and doing these things, right? I even go to a secluded area away from everybody to see what happens, right? But I have to set the bait. I have to try to draw them in some kind of way, man. And because I had to set the bait and draw them in some kind of way, I did just that. So I have this bag, and I took the bag, right, in 2 days, right? I took it into liquor stores, right? Pretending like I was buying some alcohol, some liquor. And then I take bottles of water and put inside of that bag. And I got all this stuff on video, man. Pretending like I'm buying alcohol, I take these bags inside of the store. I talk to the people at the cash register and I ask them for the highest level of liquor that they have. And when I ask them for the highest level of liquor that they have, and then when they tell me, oh, this is, I'm like, I'm not, man, this is too high for me, man, I can't do this, man. And I don't drink, by the way, so I'm just doing the display or whatever, right? I'm doing the little skit. And then I walk out. And then when I walk out, I act like I'm carrying my bag, like a heavy bag. You know what I mean? Like I got something in there. And I tell you, no lie, it wasn't before long before they started popping up on the scene. And when they started popping up on the scene, I was like, got him. Got him. Okay, so now I start pretending like I'm drunk, right? I'm playing the part. I'm playing the part. All of it is on camera, man. I'm pretending like I'm drunk, right? So I'm pretending like I'm drunk. I get behind the wheel, pretending like I'm swerving and this and that and so on and so forth, right? Just to try to draw them in. Here comes the cops. Not even after I left the store. A few seconds after I left the store, they even followed me to a specific corner store that I went to and get out the car, pretend like he got to go use the restroom, and I end up having a conversation with him where he